Hi, my name is Jason Centeno, and if you don't know who I am, I'm one of the admins in the CYA group. A part of my appearance, I actually came out of work not too long ago, and just if you want to look at it that way, I respond to emergencies all day of different kinds, right? So it's kind of funny that I'm actually in this uniform because we're kind of talking about another emergency here. It's a little bit different, but bear with me. So I'm a Philadelphia firefighter. I've been a Philadelphia firefighter for 18 years. If you know anything about firefighters, we respond to emergencies and we see tons and tons of bad situations. That's the only way to put it. People one day are living nice, and the next thing you know, they come home after going to Thanksgiving dinner and they found out their house burned down. And their life sucks, and it hurts us too to see that. So, there's just so much out there that we shouldn't walk in fear. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, if there's a way for you to be prepared for something, you should be. So something in our firefighter training that we all learn is we should always have more than one plan. So now you might know, again, about firefighters a little bit. You might know, have a family member that's a police officer, or somebody who has a pension. Okay, so I know we've referenced those kind of things in this group of ours. So let me talk to you a little bit about that kind of thing. So firefighters in Philadelphia, we have pensions, that's what we get from the city. And we also have something called deferred comp. So let me tell you my experience about those things and how I sort of came into control your assets, right? So I got into the job and we have this pension. Now, the pensions are, if you've ever followed the news, like just Jersey people, Chris Christie, they're yanking pensions. I was privy to some information, I actually taped it long ago, where they had asked me to do some recording, where there was a situation with the city, the negotiations, and this was like probably 10 years ago, which is sort of what got my mind rolling about this all in the first place. And I became aware of the fact that the city uses the pensions of the firefighters and the police and all, and they use them as their personal bank, right? So people think that there's all this pension money sitting there for the municipal workers. In the meanwhile, there are these side deals that we don't know about, that there's these arrangements where the city borrows from us, and then they play these games, and I'm not a lawyer, don't hold me to this, I was just in the room, but they play these games where they hold back money, or they take what they borrow, but they don't pay it back fully, and then they cause the unions to go fight for the money that they already deserve, but they play these games with interest and they hold it, and at the end of the day, they never fully pay back into it, and this has been going on for years. And after that whole thing with Chris Christie, putting those two things together, I firmly feel that if I'm lucky, I might have a pension. Knowing that from back then scared me, because, real talk, I've seen fellow firefighters at the Home Depot greeting people. I know about widows that don't have enough money. We ourselves have funds for that we create, and we pitch in to help those people, but it's not enough to keep up if somebody's 30 years retired. If they were financially sound, there's the lucky ones, but like the majority of them, they have to move in with people. There's all kinds of, you don't want to know. So that was one thing that clicked. The second thing we have is something called deferred comp, which is a tax deferred situation. And I've always watched that, and there's a lot of rules around it, but I'll just say that the hit that we took about 2 months ago, I think I lost like 20 grand in just that. So between those two things, knowing that this pension of mine that's supposed to be there for me when I retire might conceivably be gone and robbed, and then people are just going to be like this, and also knowing that I have a deferred comp that can go up and down crazy at any time, and that both those things run out because of the use and things, it's like terrible. So that's what got me into thinking about something else. What am I going to do with my youth and my time that I have off when I'm not being a firefighter? So I got into real estate, and a lot of people that I've invited to this room probably know me from that. Real estate and entrepreneurship. And I'm not ashamed to say I still hold down a full-time job. Why? Straight talk benefits. The medical benefits alone are worth probably 50 grand to me. And I got a lot of kids, so I need them. Anyway, I have a lot of reasons for not being full entrepreneur or full real estate investor, because A, I still like my job. I have no reason to leave. B, benefits. C, we should all have more than one plan. We're taught in the fire department. You got, this is plan A. And then when plan A falls apart, like, a certain tool breaks, you got plan B, another tool, right? So you have plan A, plan B, a system, a backup system. So I've just been ingrained with the whole backup system idea. Now, fast forward to now, this whole control your assets thing, I became aware of it, the beginnings of it probably a year ago. And then as it started to form, more and more started to happen where I was like, yo, this is eye-opening to say the least. It actually, I'm not going to disclose what, but it actually made me take some actions, extra steps, some education, just because I felt it was so important that I need to be like, on top of this, because this is the answer to a lot of things that I see going on that, the backup plan that it provides you with. I mean, there's just multiple overlapping systems within it that protect you and your interests and your family's interests, and stuff that deal with your health. The point of it is if you're in this room, you need to look at it this way. We're presenting you something on a small scale that once it catches on, could literally change the world. It's kind of right now in its beginning phases, like a baby, but like a baby, it needs to be nurtured. And we're trying to nurture you guys, but if we've had a conversation with you, you really need to get on top of what we're talking about now, because every day you waste is a day that you're taking away from what you have in the future. Now, we're all living longer now, despite a lot of things that are going on with, just cancer and chemicals and all that stuff you can protect yourself against. So let's say you're a health nut. Well, if you protect your body, you eat salads all the time, you watch what you put in, well, damn, you're gonna live pretty long, right? So what's gonna happen when you start to outlive these resources that you think are gonna last forever? It's gonna keep up with inflation. Man, I have real estate to back up on, I have other things to back up on, but like I told you, multiple backup plans because things fall apart. Our best, none of us are God, none of us know everything that could happen. Isn't it great to have more than one income stream to rely on? What about 2, 3, 4? That's the potential we're talking about here, depending on what we can create for you. But it takes time to create these things. It's going to take your participation. And I have one other thing. Conversation that we had today. I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that are listening to this, and I don't know the ages of everybody in the group because I haven't really checked, but I know that a common, psychology to people is like, yeah, it all sounds good, but it's too late for me. I'm too old for this. Nah. You, my friend, think maybe that you're gonna live till 70. You might be living to 100. You're not too old for this. You got more years than you think about. God forbid you don't have more years. Regardless of the outcome, if you were going to die in 5 or if you were going to die in 35, what we put together here is still going to give you security for 99.9% of the situations that you're going to come across in your life. I can't help a meteor taking out the earth or the apocalypse or none of that. Obviously it's not going to work and you're not going to care about it that time if you're getting bit by zombies. But the point I'm trying to make is, for everything else that could happen, we got something. So I know, jokes aside, I'm that kind of person. You really need to sit down, knuckle down, hopefully pay attention to this and make an appointment with Mario, Todd, me, Tony, whoever brought you into this room, or if it wasn't one of them, get whoever brought you in this room to connect them to one of them, because we're gonna work it out, and you need to do it now. Call it a Christmas present to yourself, whatever you wanna do. Start the new year, right? Because you don't have time for it. Time is money, time is your most precious commodity. The things that you can do with your time, you need to go do, investing that part at least now to just figure this thing out and say, I'm going to do it, or I'm done with it, and I'm not going to do it anymore. Go with us, get down with it, or get out. Get down or lay down, like Beanie Siegel says if you're from Philly. Anyway, that's me, Jason, also known as Daddy's Fast Cash to some of my friends, signing out, and I hope you take this very seriously, because it's a serious thing. So, thanks.